Hey everyone, this is Monarchy. We're going to be discussing of what is GDP. So please like and subscribe and share the video and leave a comment down below. So what is GDP? It's a gross domestic product that measures the total dollar value of all goods and service product. It's monthly, quarterly, and annually. So it measures the produce of above all. Calculating the GDP, it's very complicated or complicated depending who knows these type of information. To make it short and sweet and simple, um, number one would be adding up everyone's earnings is by income approach. Number two would be adding up all spending. And the most popular method is expender expenditure method, if I'm getting that right. The formula of GDP is pretty much C is consumption or consumers spending. I is investments, business spending. And G is government spending. And there is X and M, which is export and import. So each of these pieces is calculated, and this is how you're going to understand how this formula works and where the economy stands. So the consumer spending is the largest piece and the more than two or two-thirds, I want to say, of GDP. Okay, so stock markets. They're pretty much keeping close eye on consumers spending because it's where stock market um finds out what's good and what's not. It's like between Xbox and PlayStation, for an example. So they're seeing the spending, which consoles are more popular, and which the consumer's going to be going towards for. So exclusive games, for an example. Exclusivity or AAA titles, they're going to be what console's going to be more favored towards on certain consumers. So think of that. That's just an example. And so if the consumers are happy and the spending progressing, so they're going to keep close eye on the consumer spending more frequently. So they're seeing the consumers are happy. The stock market is going to increase population, increase budget, and things like that, and where they could produce more of that product or a similar product. So business investment we're going to be talking about now. So in the business spending and how their mindset probably is working is that they're going to focus on increasing their company or upgrading certain things like spending into the developer teams, for an example, let's talk about Throne of Liberty or NGS. Or we could scratch all that and think about Genshin Impact, for an example, or um, Borderlands. Okay, so any game that you think of, pretty much. So I'm gonna go towards um, Sega in this case. So in Sega, their baby is Sonic. So they're gonna give the developer team the money to upgrade the title and the games, the IP, and what engine they're going to be moving forward to. So, which they're favoriting on a certain engine and what they could, get more consumers, be more happy. So, all this of their spending is that how to make certain consumers happy and for the money keeps on rolling for they could go for that product. So Sega's product IPs, or where they used to be involved in hardware, Sega Genesis or Sega Saturn, GameCube, you know how they were favored in generation. So that's pretty much, they had to expand their company, and if the consumers are not happy, their cost is decreasing. So they probably need to kick certain employees. They probably need to, get rid of certain employees so they could spend, um, you know, so-called favorably and for their interest, air quotes, because their interest is to make money. So their interest is to get a certain IP or certain hardware or software for people could favor. So if consumers are liking that product, things can go up and the business spending will increase. But if they're not favored, things are shortened down and they have to be tight on certain things. So that happens to any company. If they are doing amazing job or good job, their ability to perform and to produce more goods and products and services to the consumers. So it's like the character that I have a red and blue character and the NGS character above. So each of these three characters, if I'm gonna sell it to you or mass produce these characters, how would you react from the blue and the red one and the girl one? Which one would you guys favor more? There might be very few people will favor the blue and the red character, but mostly someone's going to favor the girl character above my head. So even though I mass produce these three characters, how I'm gonna gain more money for my buck? So I probably need to do less mass producing the red and the blue character, but produce more the female character that is above my head. So like that will grant me the ability to expand my company and hire more people for that girl character that is above my head. Because, anime, for an example, people adores cute girls. So they won't go for, the side characters, the kind of ugly but cute. The blue and the red one. There is, very few, the oddballs, we should say, that like these type of characters. So I'm going to be selling less of them, or depending on what type of company they could call and get it like a custom order. But, there's certain companies that will do, that type of approach. Because they don't need to mass produce the blue and the red character as much, or not produce them anymore, that they're going to become a rare item. So if I do like a special edition bundle, that you could get the female character and the red and blue character, and I could double the price because it will be a special edition and it's going to be a limited time, but that's how certain businesses spending works. Once a company is maxed out of their growth spending, they don't have nowhere else to go because they maxed out and they reached their capacity. So they probably need to move on for something else. So let's say me, for an example. I mass produced the red and blue character as well as the female character. But I reached my max capacity. So this goes back to another saying. You could go so far and mass produce or make an IP for so long, and you reach out the max potential of that product. So NGS, for an example, you already liquidated, or you took as much as you can on the consumers, and the consumers getting tired of it and getting bored of seeing the same product constantly. So let's say the 5 years or the 10 years line, they've seen that product for 10 or 5 years. You haven't done anything else new to it. You haven't progressed any further to make it improvement or this and that. So you're going to see less people buying that product. And people start backing out because you didn't develop something new. So in this case, NGS. NGS is another step of, air quotes, PSO2 original game. So in this case, it's gonna drag off because people saying, oh, it's the same thing, you haven't changed the formula, you haven't done this. So there are going to be ratings and people's critiquing your product. So the company's product, they're going to be criticizing. Even though down the line, you're going to have criticism, good or bad, from the starting point. And now you're at the middle, so state of the game, or at the end of the game. Because like Sonic, it's a complete series game. Once you put Sonic out there, you could only cash out as much as you can, but sooner or later, if it's the same IP from a different generation, you only will be able to get an extent of that type of money, not the whole thing. So your branching out is very limited. So in this case, NGS is limited, so it's going out of date. So you need to put something fresh, something new. But certain companies can't reach to the another level. Government spending is pretty much trying to get that ball going again. The government, pretty much government spending, they're like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to change certain things here and there. Once the economy, and this is how the economy movement goes into the cycle. And so, like I said before, you have a buyer, you have a seller, you have a trader. So it makes that circle of life moving over once again. But there are times you cannot get the ball rolling for X, Y, and Z. But that's where the government comes in and they spend, and that's where infrastructure comes in. And hopefully they, like that, the company will pretty much, it's a startup. So like how you start the car, you need to start it up. That's what the government does. They start it up so you could pretty much increase and improve your company and get the ball going. So they're spending and investing in your company. So your business spending could be mass produced, or you could upgrade certain things so you could add something else to your investment of, like I said, my blue character, red character, and the girl that is above my head. So I could find out a way to resell them or repackage them or remake something or make a new IP that will make the consumer spend so they could invest in my product. Hopefully you guys are understanding so far. Export and import is linked. Export is made in the country, and import is made out of country. Excuse me. So you're going to see an equation that X minus M. Minus is very important. If there's more export than import, that makes the country grow and improve the equality of spending and selling and trading. That's pretty much kind of like a current account surplus. So if there is more import than export, it's going to be called a current account deficit. I think I said it right. It's, if I could remember the spelling, it's DEFICIT, if I'm not mistaken. It slows the economic growth. So that is bad. That's pretty much the economic value of learning what is GDP is. That's pretty much basic, as much basic information I can give you. So I see you guys next time. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, And, this is going to be follow up into other conversation. So stay tuned and see you guys next time. Peace.